see a guy with her. And when I caught them kissing for about, I don't know, 5 minutes, then I knew something was up. This isn't
That's
right.
when you knew something was up, homie. The question that's instructive here is, does she want to be married to you? Have you asked her that?
How do I handle catching my wife having an affair? And what's the next step?
Dude, walk me through that one, man. When you say catch, what do you mean?
So it happened last year in September. I was at work and had these bad feelings, and I was like, what the heck's going on? Texted my wife, no response. Looked up my location and saw that she was at a hotel, but it was during the fires, and she was taking one of her friends home from a concert, so I thought they were evacuated to a hotel, so I let it be, but no
Hold on,
response.
would your wife have called you if she was at a concert and she was evacuated to a hotel for her safety?
No. For a friend.
I know, but would she otherwise have let you know that that's happening?
Yeah,
okay.
If that would have happened.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you see her at a hotel, and you quickly come up with kind of a stretch of a story just to protect yourself, right?
Yeah, I did. In my head, I thought, okay, she's there, and I just kept track of the time. And I was like, wait a minute, it's already been 2 hours. She's been at that location. And when I came home to find out my kids were alone with the uncle, I was like, wait a minute, that's not like her. So then I took it upon myself to wait for the kids to sleep, and I drove over to the hotel. I didn't know what room she was in. I just waited. I saw the car, and then, I don't know, 5 minutes later, she starts walking out, and I see a guy with her, and I'm like, okay, that's not the friend she was with. It's supposed to be a girl. And when I caught them kissing for about, I don't know, 5 minutes, then I knew something was up. This isn't right.
That's when you knew something was up, homie. Denial is not just a river in Egypt, dude. It's also my man. Hey, how did you let her kiss another guy for 5 minutes right in front of you?
Well, I was when I was parked, I was on the main street, and I was kind of trying to turn to see if it was her. And then when I saw that she got at the car, and I wanted to make sure that this was happening, my gut feeling, and when I saw it, I froze.
That's fair. Hey, can I applaud you for just being honest about that?
Yeah.
Good on you. I can imagine that is just so surreal.
Yeah, pretty much was.
Your first instinct is different than mine, and mine probably would have ended me up in jail. So good on you for freezing, right? So what's the last few months been? You said this is September. We're talking in February. Tell me what the last few months have been like.
Well, after that night, trying to confront her and talk to her, and asking her to give me time and stuff to work things out because we have kids, and having her explain what happened that night for those 2 hours, it was just I almost wanted to throw up. I literally drove over to the hotel to confront the guy, and while I was driving, I was thinking of all these scenarios, and then one was, why? Why would I even try to hurt him if I'm going to be in jail? And it's yeah, no.
It's very wise.
So when I found out it was one of my old friends from elementary school, that's what hurt me the most. And
so let's take the hurt off of him.
Take the hurt off of him?
Let's don't give that some dude from your elementary school access to your soul. Let's just hold it what it is. Your wife cheated on you. She broke your heart. She blew your family up.
Pretty much, yeah.
Does she still want to be married to you?
She does. She's been little by little trying to make it better, but then the last couple months it's just been back to normal again with the whole, she's back on her phone again.
Okay, let me be super clear with you, Nathaniel. She does not want to be married to you. She wants you to take care of the kids. She wants you to provide money, but she does not want to be married to you.
Okay.
You have to absorb that.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. So what's your next move?
Pretty much.
Here's what it feels like. It feels like you are an expert in maneuvering, almost like I'm imagining the slow motion scene in The Matrix when the bullets were coming.
Mm-hmm.
The bullets are reality, and you're Keanu Reeves. You're really adept at kind of diving away from painful realities and conversations because those painful realities and conversations force you to have to act, make a call.
Yeah.
And you have a pretty comfortable life, and things are fine, things are good, and now your wife blew them up.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, I can't even listen to some certain music without it triggering memories of going back to that hotel.
I know, but listen, we're not going to be run around. We're not going to live our lives afraid of triggers. Triggers are just simply your body getting your attention, saying, hey, you may not be safe now. And so you're going to head right into those triggers. And sometimes you have to get a therapist to go with you or a couple of close buddies to hold you accountable. But I'm not going to live my life that my body shuts down if a song comes on the radio. I'm going to deal with that.
Okay.
I'm not going to live my life every time my wife flips over her phone. If I've been very clear, hey, if you want to be married, we've got to rebuild trust. And trust looks like you not flipping your phone over every time I walk in. Trust looks like I want to see your text messages. Trust looks like I want to link our phones together so your text messages go to the iPad that I can see them.
True.
And if she says no, then she's telling you, I don't want to be married to you anymore. I'm not interested in rebuilding trust in a way that makes you feel safe. And because I blew up our marriage. I lacked integrity.
True.
Right? But you can only control you. And so you have to be very specific about what you need.
Okay.
And I think you are like, you got to be specific. And I think if you're not specific, then there's not a chance that she doesn't meet those things, and then she's got to go.
Yeah.
And I think it allows you this kind of pseudo reality where it's all kind of back to normal and it's kind of fine. And she's flipping her phone over, but it's cool, like whatever, and blah, blah. It's not, man. I can hear it on you.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not. So call it what it is.
True.
Do you still want to be married to her?
Part of me, yes, and a part of me still has that trust issue.
You should have all of you should have a trust issue. And by the way, you can have a trust issue and still want to be married to her. The question that's instructive here is, does she want to be married to you? Have you asked her that?
I haven't got a chance to ask her that.
No, bull crap on a stick with a pony and a frog, like waving a flag. You've chosen not to.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't have time? You create time for something this important. You stop the presses. You leave work. You get childcare. You figure it out. This is too important. Here, I'm going to give you the playbook for the next move, okay? You don't have to do this. You're a grown man. You can do whatever you want to. If I'm in your seat, here's what I do. I let her know. You and I are talking, just for the listener, we're talking on a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I would let her know tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, I've gotten childcare for the kids. We're going out to dinner to a private place. And we're going to have some hard conversations. There's going to be no screaming, no yelling, no fighting, no getting up and running away. We're going to sit down and have some hard conversations.
Okay.
You pick the restaurant where you can go into the back and talk quietly or get a table on the side or whatever. And then when y'all sit down, you say, hey, we're getting back into the old behaviors. I was not clear last time, and I'm sorry. Number one, do you still want to be married to me? Neither of us wanted to get divorced. I'm sure you didn't want to cheat on me when we got married, but here we are. Do you still want to be married? If you do, here's what must be true. And then you have to have the courage to write down what must be true and communicate that very clearly, clear as kind, very clearly, and give her a chance to to scratch and claw her way back to your heart. Otherwise, you're being cruel. She doesn't know up from down, and you're kind of just wishy-washy in the whole thing. From like, well, I don't know. It's time to be clear. And here's the bigger thing. Your kids are absorbing this, brother, in your house. They're absorbing their dad being like, well, I just don't have time. We haven't had time to sit down. And you have to make time. It's too important. It's the most important thing in your world right now is your marriage. They're watching your wife flip over the phone every time they're learning, like that little sneaky, eyes on a swivel. Everybody's looking around always and, make sure this and deleting this. And they're seeing that. They're absorbing that. Stop the madness. Decide I'm not letting this go generational. And that also means that she might look at you and say, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. And then, brother, call me back because I'll sit with you, man. Or you might look at her and say, I'm not going to be able to get the trust back, man. You cheated on me with a friend. You lied to me. You pawned our kids off with an uncle. You didn't even let me know. I thought you were hiding from fires. I thought your life was in jeopardy, and you're off sleeping with an old friend of mine. I just can't. I can't come back. And you get to choose that. Or you can choose just to keep going on about your day, pretend everything's fine until it's not again. Just want to tell you, this will catch up eventually, man. Choose your heart. Kind of live halfway underwater, slowly gasping for air, or decide I'm going to stand up on my own 2 feet and breathe. And here's what must be true moving forward. It's your move, my man. She did you wrong and broke your heart. She blew up your house. And now you've got a broom and you got to start the cleanup process. Hopefully she joins you.